Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to StoneyOnly Rebooted. Different name, different set, same StoneyOnly. Today, I got a good friend, a wrestling fan, and a graphic designer who's done work for multiple promotions around Texas. His name, Ryan Shaw.
What's up, brother? Thanks for having me, man.
How was your trip on the way to Galveston? Because I know traffic's been kind of crazy.
It was perfect until I got over the bridge area. After that, slowed down, but other than that, smooth sailing, man. Can't complain.
Now, I've been knowing you for a little over a year.
Yeah.
And one thing I know about you is you have a passion for drawing and art. How did it all start, and what made it a passion of yours to do it for so many years?
So, I guess what started it would be right around like 3rd grade, 4th grade. I really got into doodling all the time. I never paid attention in school. I always got in trouble for drawing. I drew at church, I drew at school, I drew everywhere. And crazy thing is, my older brother's an artist too. He was kind of my inspiration as well. And he still is to this day, but it's just been an obsession since I was a kid. Man.
Got it.
Yeah.
Are there any other talents that you have besides art that you have a knack for?
Man, I can't really think of anything. Sometimes I make people laugh.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, on certain things you do. Okay, what are some shows you grew up watching faithfully, whether it be Saturday morning cartoons or primetime television?
Man, tons of stuff. Practically like every cartoon you can think of from the 80s and 90s. I still am really big into like the Batman show from the 60s with Adam West and Burt Ward. I'm a huge fan of that show. I love it. I love everything about it. I love the cheese factor, the car, everything.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I tripped out when they showed them going to like using the thing, and then you can see the chords and everything nowadays because it's all high def.
I did a commission a few years back, like the little Minions, movie with the little goggles.
Yeah.
It was the same setup. They're like climbing up the building, wearing the old school bat suits and stuff. It's pretty funny.
What's your all-time favorite cartoon and why?
Oh, that's tough, man. I like so many. I say Batman the animated series.
Yeah.
That's probably, in my opinion, this is my nerd coming out. That's the best adaptation of Batman on screen ever. This new movie that came out is close to it.
Yeah. Okay. Are you a bigger fan of Marvel or DC, and for what reasons?
Man, I used to be Marvel back in the 90s with that whole X-Men craze. That was like really big. Like Jim Lee was drawing X-Men. He at the time, he was one of my favorite artists. But I'd say like the last 10, 15 years, DC for me. I love Batman. I love the grittiness. I love the universe more. I love the characters more in DC. Yeah, I like the whole Justice League stuff, all that stuff. I love it.
And with the movies, I feel like the Marvel movies are more fast, and the DC movies are kind of slow and darker.
I don't like the new DC movies.
Okay, yeah.
I don't like the movies. I like the comics. The new Batman movie is just called The Batman. It was good. That was the best Batman movie in years.
I was about to watch it, but then I saw it was 3 hours long.
It's 3 hours long.
But it's worth it?
It's worth it.
Okay.
It's good. It's good, I'm telling you.
Now, who's your favorite superhero, for what reason?
I have two. I'd say Batman, because he has no superpowers. It's all intellect, and he's a detective. And then Spider-Man, because he was just this puny little nerd that happened to have an accident that turned him into what he became. He's like, he has super strength all because of it. He does it. He's just a nerd. It's cool.
Yeah. Right. Now, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Man,
that was a tough one for me. I thought about it.
Man, I guess like it would be really cool. Invisibility. Walking around like no one sees you. No one sees you. You can see, you can see what really goes down and things.
See, pop up on old friends and see what they talking about. Yeah, that would be my.
Either that or like being able to go through walls and stuff too, like a ghost almost. Like you can just go through walls like Nightcrawler does. He goes like
teleporting.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool too.
Now, pro wrestlers are larger than life characters in their own right. Who's your favorite all-time wrestler? And give me a tag team also.
Okay. Favorite wrestler of all time is Ric Flair. I think he's just the greatest of all time, in my opinion. He's just like his body of work, his character, the character. He lives the gimmick, dude.
Yeah. Really
Like when I've only met him one time, and dude, I was the first in line to meet him, and I was about to faint, dude. I was marking out, and dude, he was living that gimmick big time. He had the watch on, the expensive suit on, the loafers, all that stuff, and he's fixing his sleeves. Dude, he just lives the gimmick, dude. I love him. And tag team, there's so many good ones. I'd say one of my favorites of all time is like the Hardy Boys. Man, you can't leave. There's so many you can like Rock and Roll Express. You can't leave them out. There's so many. There's so many good tag teams. It's not a fair question almost. The Dudley Boys.
Yeah.
If you're going more modern wrestling. Tag team wrestling, though, it seems like it's kind of almost like a lost art. Well, AEW kind of has a division, but still, nobody stands out like those guys.
And you used to know who the powerhouses were in that time. You used to know who was more the underdogs, and now everybody's just like.
Well, I love WWF back when they would have those tag team rivalries. Like Edge and Christian and Dudley Boys, and like, man, WrestleMania 17.
Yeah.
Best event I've ever been to in my life, and that tables, ladders, chairs match still all time one of my favorite. I was there.
Yeah.
Man.
Awesome.
I was 20. Wasn't even old enough to buy a beer in there yet. Crazy.
Now, you do flyers for such promotions as Loco Wrestling and UPW, Undisputed Pro Wrestling.
Yes.
How did your relationship with those companies begin?
To tell you the truth, man, I owe it all to Jaime. Jaime Martinez with
Shout out
Loco.
to Jaime.
Yeah, shout out, dude. Because if it wasn't for him, none of this would even be happening. So, I mean, just doing the Loco stuff is what had other promotions contacting me. So I owe it all to him and Thomas Barnes. Because I would have never gotten the industry doing any of that stuff without those two.
Shout out to Thomas Barnes, too.
Shout out
Just
to
had
Thomas.
a birthday.
He did. It's 34.
34.
Already.
Yeah. What about UPW? How did the relationship start?
Same kind of way, like through Thomas, basically, because Thomas used to ref for UPW before the pandemic hit and all that, and he's just now getting back into it and everything. But Bart, I've known Bart for probably like 2 years now, and we friended back then, and he's always liked my art. And then he contacted me a few times. Just never linked up about it. And then, like, what was it about? Like, was it last year or this year? I can't remember. I did that old school 8-bit graphic.
Nintendo.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But yeah, I had fun doing that. I love Bart. He's such an awesome guy.
Yeah, he's a very nice guy.
Real nice guy.
How, what other wrestlers have you done artwork for? Like,
Man,
for their gear and their...
ASF.
Yeah.
Love ASF. I've done stuff for, let me see, Juventud, I can't ever say his
Herrera, the WrestleVlogs
yeah.
champion? Okay.
Yeah, I've done stuff for him.
I know you did something for Charisma, right?
Yeah, I did stuff for La Charisma. I did stuff for Flex Khalifa.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorites. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Dude, it's one of my favorites. It looks like a box of cereal.
Okay.
And it says Flex Khalifa, and it says Queen of Pops. It looks like a corn pops thing. She's holding a bowl of cereal. They got like marshmallow fists and like crowns and stuff. It's really cool.
Gotta check that out.
Yeah.
Alright. What's one of your favorite posters or flyers you've done so far, and how long do they usually take?
It depends on like what's all going on in them. This one took a while because there's like, how many people are in that?
Yeah.
I mean, that takes a while. That one took a little while. Some of them don't take long as others. The King of the Hill one probably took me like a day. Like, I don't know, I knocked it out in the course of a day. That one took like maybe a couple of days almost. And it's like I fit it into my rotation because I got like nonstop.
Oh, a little bit here, a little bit
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Okay.
And like with that stuff, I have plenty of time. So I just do a little bit here and there, like over a couple of days, and I knock it out.
Very nice.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I have fun with it.
Yeah.
What I love about Loco is I don't see any other promotion doing this kind of stuff much, and when they do, it doesn't look the same. I've seen some people try.
Yeah.
Like after we did the Simpsons thing, I saw a few little Simpson things. They just didn't hit right for me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna brag about myself.
All right, a question that I know some people want to know.
Uh-oh.
Tell us about the $20 man.
Man, I don't have much to say about that piece of garbage, dude. Other than it's a sad case.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't associate with that kind of stuff really. That's why I'm never at the Loco shows. Dude.
Yeah. I just thought maybe you got wind of them or anything.
Nah.
Because, I mean, we have a whole corner that's built around $20 man and stuff like that.
That's a shame, dude.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now, who's involved with the Cheap Pops radio podcast? And what kind of things do they talk about? And
Man,
who are some past guests?
Man, we just had a rapper from Chicago named Alana DeVille.
Mm-hmm.
She's really good. She's like charismatic. She's just really with it. She has her own clothing line. She has OnlyFans, all that stuff, you know. And what I like about Cheap Pops, and we're gonna have you on, which is awesome. But what I like about Cheap Pops is that we cover all kinds of subject matters. We do goofy stuff, we do skits, but then we do serious stuff. Like we got a really cool guest coming up that I can't say yet, but we do serious subjects. Man, we even have a guy that, I mean, legit, and I'm not. You're gonna think it's crazy. He says there's like underground tunnels in his neighborhood, and there's people who live in his attic. We've had people like that on. We just cover and we talk about wrestling, of course, sports, current events, just everything you can think of.
Okay. Now, you also display and sell your work at Comic Cons, right?
Yep.
Any markout moments while doing so?
That's when I met Ric Flair.
Ric
It was
Flair.
at Comic Palooza, like 2016, I think, or 17. It was one of those years. It was my first or second year doing Comic Palooza. And then who else have I met there? I met Britt Baker last year there.
Britt.
Yeah, she was really cool to me.
Yeah.
She's kind of a jerk to other people, but she was cool with me because of that.
Yeah. I can see it.
But yeah, it's a fun show because it's gigantic. It's like the whole George R. Brown. The entire George R. Brown is like one big comic convention.
Yeah.
It's huge. Biggest one in Texas, man. It's kind of pricey to go, but it's worth it if you're into like comics and pop culture.
And that's where you run into the people with the expensive costumes and stuff, like
Yeah,
walking around.
that cosplay stuff. It's
Yeah.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
They put a lot of time and money and effort into that stuff. Some of it looks good though.
Yeah. Are there any other people you met you want to bring up, and how was that encounter?
Oh, man, I've met a lot of people. Dude, I met Carl Weathers last year.
Carl Weathers.
Remember?
Withers?
No, or is it?
I thought it was Withers. I could be wrong.
I don't know, but you know who I'm talking about,
Maybe.
right? He was in Happy Gilmore. He had the fake hand.
Yeah, I think it's Withers.
Okay.
I know
Yeah.
you're talking about, yeah.
I met him last year. I was getting an autograph for back when I used to teach kids how to draw and stuff. I met one of my old students. He couldn't make it. And he's like, oh, we'll give you the money. Can you just get an autograph from him? And I told Carl who it was for. Man, I was talking to that dude for like 10, 15 minutes, just off to the side. He gave him a whole bunch of free stuff. He's like, here, I'll give him an extra one. He just threw it in there.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool guy. Really cool, really nice.
Yeah.
So that was neat. But I met Hogan.
How's that?
He was pretty cool. I mean, nah, he is. He's kind of a douche, but I mean, he's one of my favorites of all time too. Because as a kid, that's what got me into wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Was WrestleMania 3. I still remember it. That's what got me into professional wrestling. Right there, that moment when he slammed Andre, I was sold. But yeah, Hogan was cool. Yeah, I did a print of him and he signed it. He was freaking out over it, or at least he pretended he was.
Alright. You do multiple things with your time, and you've been a success. Let me do it over. You do multiple things with your time, and have been successful in the eyes of others. I also see you're doing things for the youth with your talents. How is it working with kids? And what exactly is it y'all do together? Because I've seen y'all working at the Bryan Museum.
Yeah, so at Bryan Museum, they do these things called history camps because it's a history museum, and they have like these activities for kids to all week long. They come up with their own historical fiction stories, but then they have art, so I teach them the art aspect of it, and I do all the instruction, like teaching them how to draw. So it's a great opportunity, but man, kids are bad, especially like those kind, because they come from they come from privilege. They come from, because it's like $400 or $500 for the week or something. So their parents are shelling that money out like it's nothing. So they have like video games and stuff at home that they're more like what I love doing. And I volunteer. I don't brag about what I do online much. I'll put that I'm at the school, but I volunteer my time with a nonprofit I've been working with for like 11 years now. I write literacy organization, and we go to these, they call them Title I schools, and it's mostly kids that don't know how to speak English, or their poverty level, they're just the struggles, all that stuff. Those kids are the greatest kids. Every school I go to, man, they think I'm a celebrity. They crowd around me. They ask me tons of questions. We just have fun. I love it. I want to make an impact and show kids like, hey, if there's something you like and there's something you're good at, it doesn't matter what it is, just stick with it. You're going to get a lot of doubters. I had teachers telling me, all this drawing you're doing, it's an amount of nothing. I had teachers telling me, you're just gonna be such a failure. You need to pay attention. I should have paid attention, but I love drawing.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting paid to do the stuff that I get in trouble for in school. It's like I can't complain, dude.
My next question was gonna ask you if you were a class clown or a well-mannered kid. Now you already said you were kind of a class clown,
dude.
But what kind of things would you do to be a class clown?
Dude, so a lot of my art got me in trouble. I'd make comics of the teachers and I'd sell them. So I'd sell them. I would sell comics like of the teachers. I was so bad in 5th grade that we ran through teachers because me and a few other kids would run them off because they couldn't hang with us. We were so bad. But I would sell these little comic strips like 25 cents for a square, $1 for a whole strip, like a bunch of squares. And I was making money, dude. Like I would make like fun of the teachers. I'd make up like fake stories about them. I got in trouble, man. But it was fun. Even the teachers were laughing. They look at it and laugh and try to act mad. I was crazy, dude.
All right, Ryan Shaw, marry, fuck, kill. Ariel from The Little Mermaid, Jessica Rabbit, or Wilma from the Flintstones.
Dude, that's tough.
Married.
So Jessica Rabbit. I'd probably marry Wilma. Fuck Jessica Rabbit and kill Ariel because I feel bad about it, but that bottom half, it's that's kind of it's self-explanatory.
That's exactly how I explained it when I asked Andrea. Shout out to Andrea Martinez.
Good one.
Okay. All right. Who are some real life crushes you've grown up watching on TV? Real life crushes.
Man, my #1 celebrity crush, Jessica Alba, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
She's a good one, man.
That's hands down one of the most beautiful women in the world, in my opinion.
That's a good damn opinion, shit.
Yeah.
Any other ones you want to throw in there?
I think she's probably my favorite. Jessica Biel's alright for a white chick. I mostly like, Hispanic kids. What I like about Jessica Alba, she's half Hispanic like I am. So it's like, I don't know, I guess that's the attraction.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, what types of things motivate you to create these works of art that you do? Like, what gets you in the mood to just go ahead and just go?
Because I just love it. I just love it. I do it all the time. Just yesterday we were with some friends for a birthday party, and I was just drawing away at the table while we're all talking. I do it all the time, every day.
So, what's some valuable advice you'd like to give striving artists that could benefit them in the long run when it comes to drawing and stuff?
It's not easy. It is not easy. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of working weird hours. So like I get up super early. I'll get up like 4 or 5 in the morning, get my day started, work at home. But I have to spend all of my time to stay on top of everything. Because like the way I get paid is I get paid up front, so I gotta crank stuff out and make sure everything's in line. And it's like if people need it rushed, I make them pay extra, all that stuff. But it's a lot more work than just doodling. It's like you got to be your own website manager, your own accountant, you're everything. You're everything. It's like you have to do everything. You have to load up all your inventory. You have to count it all. It's crazy, dude. But I love it. I love it because I'm accountable for myself. You know, I'm my own boss, so I don't have anybody to answer to but myself.
So the advice would be?
Work your ass off. And don't give up. Don't give up. A lot of people are going to doubt you. A lot of people are going to hate on you. You'll get trolled, all that stuff. Just put your head down and draw. That's all I got to say.
All right, Ron Shaw, we're about to wrap it up.
All right, man.
You got any shout-outs, plugs?
Man, shout out to, like I said before, Jaime Martinez, Thomas Barnes, UPW. Just, I know I'm leaving people out. Man, Nate Slater, Jesse Logan, those are two great guys. Just so many people, man. There's just so many people in wrestling that I'm really good friends with now. And it's the whole $20 corner group. I mean, everybody, dude. Just good people. And I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
What can the guys reach you at on that they're watching right now?
And hit me up on Instagram, please. Cartoon Ryan. It's all one word. I need Instagram followers. If you just like to see art all the time, hit me up on Instagram, Cartoon Ryan. My website is cartoon-u.com. Twitter is cartoon_u. And then Facebook, if you're not my friend, I'll friend you. It's just Ryan Shaw. I think my profile right now is me shaking hands with one of my favorite Batman artists of all time, Neil Adams, who just recently passed away. And my cover photos, like that Danhausen gimmick I did recently.
Oh yeah, with the
Scooby-Doo thing. So yeah, just friend request me. I post art mostly. That's all I do on there. Thanks, brother.
Y'all don't forget to tune in to Stony Only Talk Radio on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now TikTok. Y'all have a good night. That's it. Bam!
Stony Only Talk Radio.
Siéntate, guacha.